Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to tell you about some houseplants that have exceptionally dark foliage, which I am very fond of. All of these are houseplants that I do own. There are some plants that I do buy specifically because I love their dark foliage, and here are a couple of them. But before we get into that list, please make sure you hit like and subscribe. Maybe you've been binge watching my videos and you just forgot to hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the community. I also have YouTube memberships, which you can check out at the link in the description, and some cute merch, which you can also check out. Also, go follow me on Instagram. I've been making a ton of short form content there, and I plan on doing IGTVs there, some really short, simple, fun videos that you probably won't want to miss about houseplant stuff. So the darkest and coolest looking houseplant that I own is the Begonia darthiana, and this is a plant that I used to own a long time ago, but this plant is very hard to keep happy and to keep alive. That one did bite the dust, but this one I got from Botanica's as a college graduation gift, and she is beautiful. It is a velvet begonia with a gold rim around the edges, and it is so petite and dainty and cute. And on top of all of that, it has such a cool name. Darthiana, like Darth Vader, duh. It is so cool. I love it. I love it just from the name alone. The plant itself looks so cool, and it definitely lives up to its title. The next houseplant I'm going to show you is the Philodendron Dark Lord. This philodendron is so cool. I love it so much. This was on my wish list for a very, very long time. I have a more immature variety, which I got from Peace, Love, and Happiness Club in Seattle, Washington. When the new leaves come in, the back of them are this like bright, kind of bubblegummy pink. Front is just this super deep maroon with blood red stems. It is so cool. It also has a really cool name, obviously, Dark Lord Philodendron. And in maturity, this plant, its leaves actually kind of look more like a Dracula opening its cape. I love it, and I cannot wait for mine to get that big someday. The next plant I'm going to tell you about is actually more obvious than you'd think, and that is the Philodendron micans. The Philodendron micans does have pretty exceptionally dark foliage, especially in maturity. On top of that, it is velvet. It is so incredible. I love mine so much. I actually have two very full plants, and the leaves come in so large and so dark, like pretty much like borderline, like a deep kind of dark green, maroon, black vibe. It's incredible, and I love it so much. And on top of that, the back of the leaves are this deep maroon red. Let's stay on brand actually, and let's talk about the Philodendron gigas, which is basically a massive Philodendron micans. The Philodendron gigas is a sinusless, well, it has a sinus, but it doesn't have the little lobey thing right there. You know what I'm talking about? No heart-shaped leaves here, it's an oval. And it has beautiful, really thicker than even a melanochrysum leaf, with like this kind of black, dark, like navy green on the front of it. And it is so beautiful, and the little ripples in the foliage are just wonderful to look at. And on top of that, this plant is also velvet, so it's going to feel incredible as well. The Philodendron gigas is also incredibly fast growing and very easy to take care of, especially if you have humidity in your room or terrarium over 50%. Also, it's got a very interesting growing pattern. It'll kind of grow in a zigzag. It also air layers very fast, so all around the Philodendron gigas is just wonderful. It's personally one of my very favorite philodendron ever, and on top of everything, it's got beautiful dark velvet foliage. Next, we're going to talk about Paphiapetalum Lindley Kubowitz. This is a Paphiapetalum which I got from Orchid Dynasty in Salt Lake City, and it has dark purple and black foliage with an organza-like material texture to the top. It's very thick. It puts out a gorgeous flower. But the care on this plant is super duper easy. They just want to be watered whenever the foliage gets kind of malleable, and you want to keep it in a spot where it's going to get bright and direct light to medium bright light. This plant is incredible because of how it looks on the underside of its leaves. It's also got a very interesting purple textured pattern, and this plant throws out keikis like no other. So if you're looking for a wonderful orchid which your foliage loving heart is going to love, you should check out Paphiapetalum Lindley Kubowitz. Next, we're going to talk about the jewel orchid Sanderiana. This is an orchid that I have had for a while now. I got it in a trade last summer, 2020, and it is doing really, really well. There was a moment there where I was a little worried about it, but this plant has dark black foliage with some rainbow lines that go over it. And the underside of its leaves are like a pink, orange, or red, especially when you sun stress them. And it looks really gorgeous. Jewel orchids are very easy to take care of given that you have the correct humidity environment for them. So just make sure that you have a little place set up for your jewel orchid before you end up buying one. The next plant we're going to be talking about is Begonia ferox. This is a begonia that I got from a trade from an awesome guy when I was in Salt Lake City last. And this begonia is so metal. It is so cool. It has these black spikes raised off of its deep dark green foliage and a red striped petiole. Do you hear what I'm saying? This plant is wild. It looks so cool, especially when it's in maturity. And another one which you can look up is Begonia nahingensis, and that is the step up from the Begonia ferox. Wonderful foliage, super dark, super honestly scary, kind of got a red tint to it. Worth your time if you choose to look it up. Next, we're going to talk about Begonia bipinetophyta, which is a fun word to say. This is a deep brown navy green begonia with a red stem that grows almost like a feather. Obviously feathers don't grow, but the growing pattern makes it look like a feather. This is a very fast growing begonia given you give it the correct terrarium conditions, and it is a wonderful addition to any begonia or miniature plant collector's collection. This begonia will look incredible if you can get it to really, really, really grow out how it wants to, and I highly recommend it. This is a begonia that is a little harder to find though, so you might struggle with tracking it down. If you can track it down, it is so worth it. I keep mine directly in the front of my little terrarium, and it grows so fast. I think we're on to the 4th leaf now. The next plant we're going to talk about is Restrepia sanguina. This is a blood red slash kind of like deep purpley orchid. Obviously it is only this way when it is sun stressed, so I've been doing my best to keep it very sun stressed. I did buy it with it being this sun stressed, but I absolutely love this orchid, and it throws out wonderful little flowers. In case you're curious, the genus is Restrepia. The familia is Orchidaceae. This plant will just sit in your collection, throw out flowers occasionally, and look awesome. Real fast, because I don't know how I missed this one when I was like looking through my plants, but most pink princess philodendron also have decently dark foliage, especially the dark cherry pink princess philodendron, which is very popular right now. Sometimes that plant will even have close to black foliage, deep purple. I only have a couple super deep dark leaves on mine, but you can tell that they are definitely darker foliage. I personally prefer the lighter foliage on some of the pink princess stuff, but the dark foliage is very popular right now. I literally don't know how I missed that, but I did. Yeah, pink princess is another one of them. Very, very easy care and expensive, so make sure you get one that you want. Also, just while we're here, it's putting out a completely pink leaf right now. Like, I gave a cutting to my friend just to be nice, and then this plant is blessing me with like a perfectly pink leaf, question mark? I'll take it. The last two plants we're going to talk about are actually related, and that is the Begonia Gilau. There are a couple different types of Gilau. I don't know what the one type I have is. I'm assuming it's type 1. We're gonna start off with Begonia Gilau type 2. This is one of my favorite houseplants that I own, period. I got it from Botanicas last time I was in Seattle from Anya, who owns Botanicas. As soon as I saw it, I lost my mind. I literally told her, I was like, I need to have this plant. How do I get this plant? She was so wonderful. She gifted it to me. But if you are curious where to get this plant, you can buy it off of the Botanicas website. It is not expensive at all. But this begonia is incredible because it gets bright, hot Cheeto red stems with this gorgeous deep maroon foliage with a deep pink shimmer on the leaves. Like, are you kidding me, bro? So wonderful to look at, so incredible to see it grow. It does grow very fast. This is a temperamental begonia though, so you are going to want to make sure that you are not touching it too much, moving it around too much. It's going to want to stay in a humid spot and just live there. Mine, I've gotten really lucky, and mine has gotten quite large over the past few months, and it is just doing really well. I highly recommend it. The other begonia, which I believe is Begonia Jalao type 1, but if it's wrong, you'll see it on the screen. This is a begonia that I was also sent by Anya when she gave me the darthiana. It was a graduation gift, and this begonia has gotten so large. I've almost had this begonia for a full year, and it is doing very, very well. I'm so excited that it is doing so well because the first one I had did not do well at all. This one is doing really well, and I am very excited at the prospect of our future together. It is deep maroon leaves with that same little bit lighter pink shimmer on the leaves and kind of a rim around the edges. Wonderful begonia, kind of grows almost like an angel wing begonia, but not exactly, and I adore it so much. Me again, many hours later with 2 more plants I completely forgot to talk about. Didn't even realize until I literally am finishing editing that video. Well, this is my dragon scale alocasia, and he has exceptionally dark foliage. Check that out. That is so cool. Oh my god, he's killing it. He also has some like lighter, because he is a silver dragon alocasia, but he's a little infantile. So wow, it's like hard for the camera to even pick up how dark that is. Here's a new leaf coming in. It comes in this green until it like figures itself out. But yeah, here's the guy. These guys need a ton of humidity, so make sure you have a cloche for them. And then the back of the leaves get this kind of like red veining happening. The back of the leaves get this kind of like red veining that goes on. This one's still having it develop, so it kind of just looks dark right now. This ones are better. It's so dark in this room, it's probably so hard for you to see. Yeah, this is my alocasia dragon scale, and he's killing it. I do have another one which is a lot smaller. I'll just show you. Hi Raven. Hello. This is my other alocasia dragon scale. That is my other silver dragon. I grew that from bulb. This one's much darker. Wow, like even with the light. Raven, do you like it? Do you like it, Raven? She does not like it. He's wonderful, I love him, and he lives under a cloche, and he lives his best life there. The last one I have to show you is this plant. I don't even know how I forgot about this. This is like probably one of my favorite common houseplants right now. This is the Begonia Linda Dawn. It has these incredible, super dark leaves with these brilliant, like bright red undersides and stems. It is a cane begonia, so he's pretty hefty. And when you shine the right light on this, it actually turns like a type of blue, kind of maroon. It's super late at night and we're having fluorescent lights guide me showing you, but this begonia is just incredible. And when it actually comes in, the new leaves come in purple. This one is not purple because it's kind of almost done. I absolutely love this begonia. I got it for like $8 at my local nursery, Edwards. It's iconic, and Raven likes it. Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like? No, don't get too close to that begonia. Raven likes to put the plants on her whiskers, and it can cause me concern sometimes. So that is it for the dark foliage houseplants that are in my own collection. Another plant you might want to look up is the chocolate anthurium. It is a normal anthurium like you'd see at the grocery store, except that its leaves are black, its stems are red, and it has a black flower. It is so gorgeous. You might want to check that out. There's one I found actually the other day locally. I didn't pick it up because I'm on a no buy. We love dark foliage in this household. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I was able to shed some light on some other different types of plants you might like to collect. A lot of people like to collect colorful plants, which I will be doing a video on soon, or variegated plants, or they pick one genus and they stick to that. But some dark foliage houseplants to accentuate your collection with, to kind of give it that depth, is really, really awesome, and I highly recommend checking out some of these deeper darker colored houseplants. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure you hit like, subscribe, and tweet me at PlantMeAshley. Follow me on Instagram at PlantMeAshley. I'm doing a ton of reels there. Also, for real, follow me on Twitter. I try to do one dinky little plant tweet a day at minimum, and sometimes I share some photos there that I don't share anywhere else. So if you want to be a real one, go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and also check out my memberships. There are a ton of different tiers to satisfy your different requests, and you get access to a private Discord community full of plant-loving people, as well as some YouTube perks. If any of that sounds interesting to you, go check that out in the link in the description, and also I got some cute little merch. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next houseplant section. Goodbye.